who contaminated it? Was it the prosecution? Was it the investigation? Or was it just in transport में contamination हो गया वैसे?
नहीं. So I'll tell you contamination in the sense of forensics, what it means. So, for example, this is a glass and this is water. You cannot pack the same water and the glass in the same polythene bag and give it to a forensic agency. You have to pack the water separately. You have to pack the glass separately. And if there are any latent prints on it, let's say lip mark or fingerprints or whatever, that has to be collected separately and transferred on how the fingerprint people do it, and then sent separately. You cannot put these three things in the same bag, because forensic science, or rather forensics, stands on 6 principles. One of the most important principle is the Locard's principle, which is basically every contact leaves a trace. So just say if I put my hand here, the trace is the fingerprint and my DNA which has been transferred on the table. So what has happened is, when the collection of evidence during the stage of crime scene investigation, so that is, let's go back to the day 29/9. It happened around, as per the ATS and as per their submission to the court, and the FIR that they had submitted, which is again a copy of the FIR which they had submitted. There are many things in the case which are interesting. So the explosion happened around 9:30. All right, 9:30, 9:35. And within 10 minutes, 15,000 people gather and there is a riot that ensues. Okay, because it's apparently the eve of Navratri and also the holy month of Ramzan. So, and it's again a Muslim dominated area. How contamination has happened is, first of all, a scene of crime. Now, where the blast has taken place is your scene of crime. Okay. The moment some crime happens, you're supposed to isolate that place from everybody.
And here 20,000 people are there.
Yeah. So how are you going to do that? That's one thing. So that is a contamination, is not something that you can, always avoid. Because this is a natural contamination.
A riot follows a blast.
Right.
Or panic crowds or
हो ही
whatever.
नहीं सकता, right?
Okay.
Unavoidable. So, and the court is not, a strict, I would say, body in this sense that they will never consider these parts. No. I have to give it to the honorable court. Not that other judges don't do it, even they do it. However, the amount of consideration the court has shown with respect to what the evidence is, the veracity of evidence, it is amazing. So the court did observe this, that contamination did happen there. However, the contamination that we are talking about, or rather we talk about, is during the collection of evidence.
Okay.
So during the scene of, this is where I come in. Rather, this is where my expertise came in. Sir told me that riots हो गए. तो मैंने बोला, sir, if riots happened, how come these, first of all, evidence was even put on...
Admissible.
It was even put on record. I mean, you can put on record, no doubt. But what about the contamination part of it? Did they not bring that into picture? Because, again, how do we measure and how do we understand an evidence is on the veracity of it.
Priya, you bring this in 2024. इससे पहले उन्होंने बात नहीं किया था about contamination?
किया था ना. So Shrikant sir that we were talking about, he had actually already cross-examined on these parts. So when I was talking to Viral about the same question, I had the same question from the team. Okay, did you guys not bring this into picture? They said, हमने लाया था ना कि evidence contaminated है. But the thing is, see, आज तक भी forensic science is so divorced from how you can use it in legal perspective कि वो gravity of things has to be explicitly explained to the people who are involved in the case. And I'm not saying that my lawyers didn't know this. They already knew it. But then, just if you make a statement to the court saying, sir, this is contaminated, therefore it should not be, it should not be considered. Why will he listen to you? Do you have a mandate showing that? Because everything works on law, right? Do you have a mandate showing that? Do you have a document which proves what you're saying? So therefore, this is where I came in.
Okay.
So I furnished almost everything with respect to what is contamination, how you look at contamination. So यहाँ पे जो contamination जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, जो ऑनरेबल कोर्ट ने भी ऑब्जर्व किया था एंड इन हिज judge, I mean the day when the judgment came out, he specifically pointed out the contamination of evidence. So he is pointing out to the fact that from the crime scene,
Huh.
when the evidences had to be collected,
Huh.
the evidence was not collected by the forensic science expert who was supposed to do it.
So I'm just quoting out from a newspaper report. It says Judge Lahoti emphasized that no proper sketch of forensic samples such as fingerprints, DNA or ballistic evidence were collected. The spot was not barricaded to preserve the evidence. Contaminated articles were sent for analysis, which affects the accuracy of the results.
Absolutely. So when he says it was not barricaded, the scene was not barricaded in the sense anyone could enter the scene, anyone can leave the scene. So even the footwear that you're wearing, it will transfer mud or earth particles. So when there's a course, there's a way how you determine कि वो जो blast हुआ है उसमें आपको explosive substance के radicals मिले हैं. तो you do an earth comparison. You take the earth or rather the sample of whatever you pick up from ground. You compare it with a sample which is an uncontaminated sample or a sample which has got nothing to do with this, so like a different location altogether. Now you can make a comparison. इसमें ये है और इसमें ये नहीं है. Right? So when he says that barricading हुई नहीं थी, हुई भी थी तो there was no mandate of not letting anyone in. ये होना चाहिए कि हम यहाँ पे CSI कर रहे हैं, crime scene investigation कर रहे हैं. Not everyone is allowed. That is one thing to note. The other thing to note with respect to when he says evidence were collected in a contaminated fashion, what he means is that there were 33 packets sent to the FSL for examination. आप मानोगे नहीं, एक पैकेट में उन्होंने उसी में ही मिट्टी डाली हुई है, उसी में ही लोगों के ब्लड स्टेन्ड कपड़े हैं, उसी में ही जो shrapnels उठाए जाते हैं. These are certain metallic parts which are actually they cut your body, which is actually used for making a bomb. Like nails हो गया, metal pieces हो गए. So these are shrapnels. Shrapnels भी उसी में ही है.
तो cross contamination हो गया.
Absolutely.
हाँ.
So even if there was no particulate matter of, let's say, RDX on the shirt, the bloodied shirt which is being
But the
sent,
shrapnel might have. Okay.
Locard's principle.
Huh.
Every contact will leave a trace.
Yeah.
No matter how minute, or that is why in forensics when the examination happens, it doesn't happen in large quantity, nanometers. इतने छोटे हम particulate.
Do subscribe to the ANI Clips channel to get shorter versions of this podcast. Click here to watch the full episode.